Right guys, so if you just want to skip straight ahead to all the skin collection continuations, if you look in the description right now below the video, you can see I add chapters. So, if you want to just skip straight ahead, the choice is yours, because it is time for the Rust Workshop skin checks. Yes, right now it's the 3rd of October, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of these new Rust Workshop skin submissions. We're in the hunt to identify any continuations of collections, and why is that? Well, we're looking at things with a financial perspective. We're in the hunt to try and figure out what potentially might be a good investment. Typically, with all the new Rust stores, if we see a skin collection continuation being accepted, well, usually you see the pre-existing skins have a spike in demand and, well, spike in price. So if we could identify all the skin collection continuations, we could invest in some of the pre-existing skins, and well, we could potentially walk away with some delicious looking profits, if that sounds alright with you. So yep, we're looking at everything with a financial perspective, but before we get started talking about all the new skins, you're probably wondering, what's this, a followed authors list? How come you can see all these skins in a nice neat order for yourself? Well, if you'd like to learn about setting up one of these yourself, if you're going to look in the top right corner of this video right now, you notice a special card's just appeared. If you click that, it'll navigate you to a video helping you being able to set up a followed authors list based on how you want to do it. So consider watching that video. And with that, this is all sorted. Let's start talking about all the brand new skins. Now, before we get started, we're also going to mention that we're going to use scmm.app. This is a website which basically keeps checking every single Rust skin that's currently in circulation. It's got a huge database that's very helpful for all of you. But this is very nice in being able to visualize whether things are going to be right as an investment or not. So just wanted to point this out. Unfortunately, we don't seem to have a top picks list today. I'm not sure what's going on, but I will be talking about Halloween stuff at the very end of this video if you want to be informed about that. So, shall we get started? Let's start talking about the likes of Deployables. So, as you can see here, we've got some vending machines. Get a good look at this. So, I'm sure many of you are aware we're going to have the Brutalist building skin being introduced for the October Forcewipe. That's the next Rust store. It's a stone skin now. It was originally armoured, but now it's stone. People gave a lot of feedback. Face Punch thought about it and they thought, you know what, alright, we're going to make this a stone skin now. So we're going to see quite a lot of skins being made in reference to this, and it's usual. So, yep, get a good look at this. This is made by Epic. If you happen to need a brand new vending machine, please consider voting yes or no if you're a fan of this. Also, if you don't happen to like the skin, you could always go to the comments and offer some feedback. Be nice, concise, and straight to the point. Try and help them out. And maybe, just maybe, if the skin isn't accepted, in the future, if they want to consider making a version 2, they can incorporate all the feedback you gave, and maybe, just maybe, that version 2 gets accepted in the future, and you contributed to helping them. Also, you could just say some nice words, keep them nice and motivated. Keep them wanting to make very nice creative works every single week. So, best of luck to you, Mr. Epic. And what do we see here? It's the first continuation to talk about today. This is the Adobe Decorative vending machine. So, Mr. Vlek, let's just confirm that. Yep, Mr. Vlek, recently you got the likes of a sheet metal door and a garage door being accepted. Looks like he's decided to make another skin for the Adobe building skin. So, let's hop over to here and let's talk about Adobe. I don't know if it's called Decorative on this sheet, man. We're going to find out in a second. It's this one right here, the second collection. There you go. So Vlek recently had the likes of his garage door and his decorative door. Wow, they're doing super great at the moment, aren't they? So the problem with this is it's a skin collection which is kind of specifically only intended for the Adobe building skin, which I'm sure you can basically understand. So it's mainly based on, well, if the building skin's popular, then surely the skins would be popular. Huh. It's a little bit awkward, because remember, you've got to spend like $15 almost to buy that building skin, and maybe not everybody's up for that. So, yeah. Considering investing into this collection, I'm going to sit here and say not really. I don't think we're going to see that much of a spike in demand and spike in price. It's a cool looking vending machine. It's nice for what it is. It's definitely unique compared to all the other vending machines. But I just don't think that's going to be changing the world. I don't think you're going to see these magically go up in price. But it's definitely nice to continue the Deplorable collection. But I don't imagine it's going to really go far. So, that's just my opinion. If you still happen to like it, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Vlek. And, don't forget, please consider offering a comment. And do not forget, if you were to look in the description right now, the list The collection link is right there. You can go through the whole list of these skins and you can vote yes or no if you happen to like them. And you could also consider offering a nice comment or two if you ever so wish. Right, so let's now look at the likes of the locker and some rugs. This is the second continuation for today. It's another Constellations Locker. Yep, this is like a version 3, I believe. I swear we had this back in February and like back in the summer at some point. There's nothing wrong with it. It's still, a Constellations Locker. Continuation of the Constellations collection. So there's a decent amount of skins that are accepted back in 2022, and then earlier this year we had the small box being accepted, but Mr. Cavency is still hunting for his next deployable skin to be accepted. So let's now go take a look at this Constellations collection. And how does it currently look? Here we are. So we've got 4 skins at the moment, and unfortunately 3 of them aren't doing super great. However, please understand this, right now it's October. This is the worst time for us skins. If this is it at its worst, what's it going to look like potentially at its best? What's it going to look like if we potentially see another deployable skin being accepted for this deployable collection? I would expect a bit of a spike in demand, but at the moment, the sheer lack of, the lower player count is definitely putting a damper on the likes of the Rust economy. But still, as time goes on, around January 2024 time, post-Christmas time, I wouldn't be surprised if all of this potentially is in the positive. So I can foresee some good things, but I can't really imagine that there's going to be a massive, massive surge in demand for the likes of all of these. If we do see the likes of this locker skin being accepted. It's awkward. It is awkward, but I can still see things working out very nicely if we do see the continuation appear and, as we go through the rest of this month, through November, into December, and of course January. So I can see things working out in the long term, but in the short term, I don't imagine things will go super crazy. So choice is yours if you still want to invest into the likes of these skins. So best of luck to you, Mr. Quincy, and let's see if that potentially works out. Please consider voting yes or no. Then we have the likes of some rug skins. Starting off, we have the Metal Plates rug made by Sad Happy. Fortified your base with this rug. I think you meant to say fortify, never mind. So yes, would you like to have a rug that should potentially work very nicely, the likes of sheet metal? It kind of works. Hey, listen, if you happen to like it, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Sad Happy. Moving on, we have the Rust Icon rug. Well, Mr. K. Vladimir and hello. I think it works. So yes, if you'd like to have the Rust logo on your base, and well, I don't think there's much else to say, please consider voting yes or no. And there's 2 versions. Yep, one with the white and one with the black. So which one's your favourite? Feel free to say, feel free to comment, and feel free to vote yes or no. Choice is yours. Best of luck to you too, K. Vladimir, and hello. Right, now we've got some some furnaces, and we've got a pretty funny one to start with. And we do have a continuation to talk about at the end. So, this is Face Punch, the furnace. Don't you just want to give him a good old punch? So, a bit of a goofy idea. It's a funny one. Well done there, Mr. Yeah. Oh, you can see the mesh right there. Pretty cool. So, yeah. Do you bully your furnaces to make them, cook faster? Well, poor thing. Look at him. If you happen to like this, please consider voting yes or no. And, don't forget, please also consider offering a nice comment if you'd like it. Now we've got the likes of Crystal Furnace Hollow. Oh, we've got a GIF here, and it moves slowly. Oh, dear. Well, Oasis and Schumer have made this. Get a good look at this. It's like a amethyst type of design. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Do you happen to like the colour scheme? Do you like what you see? Well, turns out it comes in a different version as well. We also have... Come on, don't die on me. Why is it so slow? I think the GIFs are making it a slower... I don't know. Anyway, it comes in purple and green. No, seriously, what is going on? Alright, so if you're going to upload skins and with a really massive GIF, maybe be a little bit considerate. Yeah, I think that file size is messing me up. Well, you pretty much saw both of them, so if you happen to like them, please consider voting yes or no. That's awkward. That was very awkward. Right, Barrel Furnace. So it's basically blue. Oh, wow, it's quite literally made out of many, many barrels stacked on top of each other. That's a goofy idea. Mr. Ishvik, pretty cool, pretty cool. Well, if you happen to like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no for the Barrel Furnace. Right, Fried Chicken Furnace. Jeeba, Trigger. What's this? No gravy? No sauce? I can't believe you. Well, get a good look at that. If you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no for the fried chicken furnace. Best of luck to you too. Then we have the birch furnace. So we've got a nice little GIF here. See, this GIF's fine. It's not causing the computer to move slowly. Yep, it's like a hollowed out tree. Pretty cool idea. Pretty interesting. I think some people would greatly appreciate the likes of that. Yep, so if you happen to like Wagan and Ike Finier's birch furnace, please consider voting yes or no. And don't forget, you could also consider offering a nice comment. Right, then we have a continuation to talk about. So just this past week, we had the Neanderthal sleeping stone being accepted, which you can see over here. Yep. So previously we had the AK, recently we had the sleeping stone. We now need to talk about what potentially could happen from here on now. Could we potentially see the beginning of a brand new deployable collection? So let's hop over to here. We have the... Where is he? Oh, he's down here. Right, we have the Neanderthal Sleeping Stone. This isn't selling that much. This is on course to potentially being the lowest selling sleeping bag out of all of this year. Now, literally just a week ago, we have the likes of this UAP sleeping bag. Sorry, I keep remembering the furnace, and I keep wanting to say the furnace for some reason. This doesn't look like it's going to get that many sales. However, if we do keep seeing more deployable skins being made and accepted, all the better for this, because with a lot less of these in circulation, by default, if we do see a deployable collection starting to flourish and whatnot, you know, the original skins tend to go up in price very nicely. So things are looking pretty okay. However, it's not an abnormal skin, so we can't do our buy orders tomorrow. You're going to really have to make a judgment thinking, right, is everything going to work out all right for this? Is this very likely going to be accepted? So let's get a much better look at the likes of this furnace. Get a good look at that. Got the cool little wrap tan design there. Yep, cool. Come on. In the middle. There we go. Right, so little handprints, all the stones, all nice and stacked up. Pretty cool looking design. Pretty good stuff there, Mr. Zinc. So what do you reckon? Will we see this potentially turn into a new flourished collection of deployables and whatnot? What would you like to see next? Feel free to comment. Feel free to say. Why not consider showing him support and whatnot? Best of luck to you, Mr. Zinc. Please consider voting yes or no. And now let's move on to the next skin. We have some sleeping bags to talk about. Some small boxes, large boxes, and then we'll start talking about doors. Awesome. So, here's the Lullaby sleeping bag made by Stapitch. Do we have a gift down here? Nope. Okay. So, mostly dark green. That's actually very useful. It doesn't glow in the dark. A lot of people definitely would appreciate that. And when it gets darker, you can hardly see it. Does that glow in the dark? It's hard to notice. I don't think so. There's no... Oh, yeah. Okay. It says it right there, Hedge, idiot. Look, it does glow, but it's not that noticeable. So maybe that's still going to be very useful for inside your base, and it probably isn't that noticeable when it's outside. Maybe. I mean, we did have that Firefly sleeping bag earlier this year, and that doesn't seem to be holding up very well, does it? So, yeah. Well, we shall see. It's not a continuation, so I don't need to talk about it that much, so we're going to leave it for now. But what is right in front of us is a continuation. So, yes. A moon sleeping bag. Could things potentially work out very nicely for the likes of this? Well, by default, if we just quickly hop back over to here, sleeping bags don't seem to be holding up very nicely. Oops, I meant to click here. Sorry. Yes, sleeping bags don't seem to be holding up very nicely, as you can see right here. And if we were to look at the likes of the furnace at the moment, it's currently doing just under 10,000 sales. But if we were to look at the furnaces as well, what do we see? Oh my god, it's not looking good. Awkward. Now, this is furnaces in general at the moment. This is how they usually are during the year. During the year, furnaces... they perform pretty badly. Post-Christmas time, magically, they all tend to go all the way back up to their rust-or price. I don't know why. It's very weird. But what I'm saying is, I don't think the likes of a sleeping bag is going to really make that much of a difference on this furnace. It's still going to struggle. And then, magically, January 2024 hits, and then suddenly it's back up to $1.49 and maybe even higher. But doesn't matter. If we keep seeing more deployable skins being made and it turns into a nice flourished deployable collection, things should still work out very nicely for the whole collection. So we shall see. If you happen to be a fan of the Moon collection, if you happen to be a fan of the sleeping bag, please consider voting yes or no, and best of luck to you, Kelmo Legend. And don't forget, consider offering a nice little comment. Now we're going to move on to the likes of the C4 wood storage box. This is made by Damn Daniel. That's actually Diva Dan. He's changed his name for Halloween for some strange reason. And it's also made by CD. So yep, CS2 just recently launched, and well, maybe you just want to have a C4 on you all these times. I don't know. Maybe you just want to blow up your base. But yeah, get a good look at this. Very cute, very silly, pretty creative idea. If you happen to like this, please consider voting yes or no, and we shall see from here on now if it works out in the future. Then we got the Brutalist box. Yep, another Brutalist skin has been made in reference for the upcoming building DLC. Get a good look at this. It's glow in the dark, as you can see. Now, it's not like super, colourful and whatnot. That's Brutalist design. So if you're looking at this thinking, oh, there's hardly anything to look at, that is Brutalist. Brutalist is just like dull concrete designs and whatnot. Now you can understand why loads of people weren't very happy that was originally going to be an armoured building skin. So... yeah. Anyway, FaZe, best of luck to you. If you happen to like this and you think it's going to blend in very nicely with the upcoming Brutalist building skin, please consider voting yes or no and consider offering a comment. Right, then we got Upor and Hyper Monsters Gear Large Wood Box. This is the non-glow version. Get a good look at this. Yep, it's full of gears. I'm not sure if it's some sort of steampunk-inspired skin. It's up to you. I mean, if you happen to like what you see, please... Oh, sorry. If you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. But I should point out there is a glow-in-the-dark version. Let's just hop over to here, and it looks like that. Yeah, it stands out quite nicely, as you can see. So, if you're a fan of either of these designs, please consider voting yes or no. Then we have the Sealed Agony Storage. Get a good look at this. It's made by Kurama Project. Only the brave will dare to unlock the Sealed Agony Storage. Don't let it fail. Don't let it fall into the hands of those who are not worthy. Cool. All right then. So originally I thought this might have been a Halloween skin, but it didn't say Rustober in the description. So yeah, bit of a random goofy thing with a bit of a story behind it. Glow in the dark, as you can see. Are you a fan of this? Please consider voting yes or no. And we'll see if that potentially gets accepted in the near future. Then we have the Pacificus box. I think you meant to say pacifist. I'm not sure, Hosheki. It's a bit odd. But as you can see, this glows in the dark. It's got the peace symbol on the top. If you happen to be a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. So those are all the storages. Now let's start talking about all of the doors. We have a wooden door to start off with, then a whole batch of sheet metal doors. And then later we'll start discussing the armoured doors. Right, so here's the castle door. It's a wooden door, as you can see, and it's all pixelated. So don't get this mixed up with the Pixel collection. We do already have a Pixel wooden door, I believe. So, yep, get a good look at this. Made by Jessen and Xenia Paris. Oh, very shiny there. Oh, wow. So, if you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no, and consider offering a nice comment. Best of luck to you too. Then we have the Soul of the Dead V2. This, again, I thought, maybe this could have been a Halloween skin. It's a bit wild, isn't it? It's got like Cerberus chained up there. That's pretty cool. Do you like it? Are you a fan? It glows in the dark. Get a good look at that. Yep, pretty cool. So if you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no. And best of luck to you, Mr. Rotten Man. Let's see how that potentially turns out. Then we have Kavoo. I don't know what this is. What is this? There's no description. I have no idea. He just randomly appeared in the workshop. Kavoo. I don't know. Well, is it a duck? Is it a platypus? I don't know. Is that his mouth? Is that a nose? Is it a tongue? I don't know. So, Kavoo. Consider voting for it. Best of luck to you, quicker. Right, then we have the Great Art Gun Shop. This is made by GBG. Get a good look at this. Yep, glow in the dark. Straightforward design. Nothing wrong with that. Glow in the dark, as you can see. Well, if you need the type of base with the perfect type of door, if you're a merchant, please consider voting yes or no for the Gun Shop Sheet Metal Door. Best of luck to you, Mr. GBG. Then we have the Space Hatch Sheet Metal Door. This is made by Ghost. Get a good look at this. You can see like the little moon there. Very cute. Get a good look at it when it's in the daylight. Very nice. And I do believe this has a glow-in-the-dark version. Huh. Have you died? It died. Oh dear. Okay, so maybe that got removed. I don't know what happened there. You should have appeared, but you didn't. So something might have happened. Maybe he changed it. Not 100% sure. But there was a glow-in-the-dark version. It seems I can't show it at the moment. What happened? Wait, if I go over to here and then click this. Is this the new one? This is the non-glow. You go over to here. This is the glow-in-the-dark. Yeah, something's gone wrong there. I don't fully know. It's out of my control. Maybe it gets fixed and I add it to the list later on. So if you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. And best of luck to you, Ghost. But I don't know what happened there. I can't look at the glow-in-the-dark version. Right, here is the black and white metal door. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be black and white, B&W, made by Kazahu. Get a good look at this. Yes, looking very nice. Not Kazahu, Kizaru. Sorry, Kizaru. There you go. Yep, get a good look at that. Not really sure what the design is based on, but hey, looks pretty interesting. Maybe it potentially was meant to be a brutalist skin. There's no description to read into what was behind the design and whatnot. So if you happen to like what you see, it doesn't glow in the dark, please consider voting yes or no for Kazaru's B&W metal door. Then we have the then we have the purple night metal door made by Lottie. Get a good look at this. It's like the phases of the moon. Very nice, very cute. Does it glow in the dark? It doesn't, apparently. There's no mention of it. No glow-in-the-dark version? Oh, we do have a glow-in-the-dark version. Oh, there we are. Oh, this is a wooden door. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Well, I better clean that up then. Wow, I didn't realise that. That looked like metal. Oh, dear. I've got to clean this up now. Right, so, yes, there is a glow-in-the-dark version. That didn't appear to me earlier. I don't know. That's awkward. I will have to fix that. My apologies. But yeah, as you can see, a nice, cute little design. If you're looking for a brand new wooden door, why not consider looking at the likes of Lottie's very cute looking purple night doors, whether you like the non-glow or the glow-in-the-dark version. Very nice. Right. I do believe we have... Oh no, the next door isn't armoured. I just realised. Oh no, it's just sheet metal door, because I remembered last week's armoured door. I'm being an idiot. My apologies. So, this is Kua's shooting range door. This glows in the dark. Get a good look at this. Yep. Again, this is supposed to blend in very nicely for the upcoming Brutalist skin, which is being utilised here. Get a good look at that. Do you reckon it blends in very nicely? I think it does. Looks pretty cool for a little gun range. Yeah. And of course, as I already mentioned, it glows in the dark. So if you're a fan of this and you'd like to see it potentially being accepted, please consider voting yes or no for Kua's shooting range door, which glows in the dark. Wow. Then we have the Magic Shield armoured door, the first armoured door, the skin that we're going to show off, made by Smoothie. Looks like he's taken a break from his recent Altar collection, which from what you can see here. This isn't connected to it. It doesn't look like it's intended to be connected to it. Isn't called Altar. Just wanted to point that out. Whilst the colour scheme is kind of like reminiscent, it isn't connected to it, so I just wanted to point that out. Right, so just get a quick look at that, because we also have a different coloured version. Wow, very nice, very cute. So, sorry, something just pinged me. I had to quickly double check. Yep, very cute, very nice. So if you happen to be a fan of either of the designs, please consider voting yes or no for Smoothie's Magic Shields skins, whether you like the original version or the version 2. Best of luck to you, Mr. Smoothie. Right, now we have a garage door. This is made by Mr. Chillag, and it looks like we've got a little video to take a look at. Mr. Chillag is quite the artiste with the Kino, so let's go proceed and watch. What have you got for us today, Mr. Chillag? A nice glow-in-the-dark garage door. Yes, such beautiful, master-crafted camera work. Yep, so we got a pretty cool-looking design right here. A good old thumbs up. Thank you very much, Mr. Chillag. So, get a good look at this. Yep. Do you like what you see? It's a very cool looking appearance. Very nice. So best of luck to you, Mr. Chillag. And don't forget, please consider voting yes or no. Please consider offering a nice comment. Then we have Base Sweet Base garage door made by Kosem and Mr. Magoo. Get a good look at this. Here it is when it's during the day. Get a good look at that. It's nice, it's comfy, and, well, there's been some interesting looking commits being mentioned recently where the likes of this garage door actually could blend in very nicely. Yes, there is a base Decor DLC that's being produced at the moment, which appears to be it's a DLC in which they're going to introduce some items that could like make your base all nice and comfy looking on the inside. I'm talking with the likes of planters and trophies from like animals and whatnot that you can stick on your wall. We'll talk more about that a little bit later, so don't worry. But yeah, that kind of blends in very nicely with that. Let's see if that potentially comes out soon, but this might be a fair bit early. Kosim, something to consider making a version 2 of if we get more details about that in October, because it might be a thing we see in November. So anyway, if you happen to like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. And don't forget to offer a nice comment. Right, fine riveted garage door here, made by Selectra. Not every skin must be fancy, bright and glowing. Exactly that. Some people like down-to-earth, grounded type of designs, and there's nothing wrong with that. A little cool little drawbridge type of design there. Very cute, but very simple. Do you prefer minimalistic designs? Well, now's your chance. Please consider voting yes or no, and why not even consider looking at their previous works? Very nice. Good stuff there, Mr. Selectra. Let's now move on. We have the attack helicopter carriage door. What, did you destroy your attack helicopter and turn it into a door? That doesn't seem very smart. Well, I wanted to do the middle one, but yep, get a good look at that. As you can see, it does glow in the dark. Apparently, the glow is only in the top part, which should be pretty good if you like to stand in front of your door at night to ambush people and whatnot. So yeah, if you happen to be a fan of this, please consider voting for SMN's attack garage door. Attack helicopter. Sorry. And we do have a continuation to talk about here. Here is the Punkjack garage door. So, Alloy and Falco, what do we have here? A nice GIF showing off the glow. Very nice. Take it back a bit and... I wanted to see what it looked like without the glow. Alright, let's look at it during the day. And yep. So, recently we had the sheet metal door being accepted. And Alloy and Falco have been producing more deployable skins for the collection, as you can see right here. Very nice, very cool. Now we need to talk about what potentially could happen if we see this being accepted. So let's just go back to last week, and what do we see right here? It's a sheet metal door that's already down by 50%. Oh dear. But that's not too surprising, because when you look at all the sheet metal door skins that have come out this year, you might notice we've had far too many, and next to all of them are now in the negative. Whoa, okay, well, you know, that's what happens when you have far too many skins to choose from. So, this right here, will this magically increase in price if we see the garage door skin being accepted? I can't really guarantee it, but what I should also point out is, at the moment, how many of these are on the Steam market? Only 21. Get a good look at that. So when you look at all of these other sales listings, yeah, they're not too far off from the price that's sold for in the Rust store. However, when you look to the right, look at the buy orders, the demand just isn't there. However, demand is expected to increase if we keep seeing more of a deployable collection, which we've just seen evidence of right here. So things could potentially work out very nicely for this, and it's not the second Punkjack skin to be produced, is it? No, because we recently had... Oh, no, we had two different versions. Oops. Oops. Well, this is the first new sequel skin for the Punkjack collection, so if you happen to like that sheet metal door, please consider voting yes or no for the likes of this Punkjack garage door. But in terms of, will this potentially be a nice investment? I'm not 100% convinced, because everybody who bought this last week doesn't currently have the ability to sell this right now. You should wait until maybe a week or two and look at that and then make a decision. But if we do keep seeing more Punkjack deployable skins being made and potentially accepted, as I've said this like 3 or 4 times already today, yes, you can expect the deployable collection to flourish very, very nicely, especially when we hit next year. So we shall see. Moving on, we have this panel trim sheet metal double door. Get a good look at this, made by iSmile and Air Rat 489. Sorry, that was a little bit weird to pronounce. So get a good look at this. You can see you got some ooze, some goo dripping out, which glows in the dark. Helps it stand out at night. Very nice, very cute. So, if you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no for this double sheet metal door. Best of luck to you too. Then we have another Brutalist skin. This is made by Duck. This is the only image that we have. Do you think that will blend in very nicely with this brand new Brutalist building DLC? I kind of wouldn't be surprised if we do see at least one Brutalist skin being accepted. I don't think Brutalist has a lot of fans. Now, you might sit there and say, but we never got a brick skin, did we? Yeah, but brick's popular. People like brick. People have been buying brick skins regardless, if that makes sense to you. So I get the feeling we will be seeing some door skins or something being introduced for October Forcewipe, and I wouldn't be surprised maybe if this one potentially gets accepted. It's like the perfect thing to blend in with the Brutalist building DLC. So, again, it's up to you. If you happen to like it, please consider voting yes or no, but I get the feeling quite a lot of people don't seem to like that building DLC. It's not Duck's fault. Anyway, so yeah, consider voting yes or no. And that, gentlemen, was the last deployable skin to mention for today. So out of all of these skins, which one was your favourite? Which one do you reckon has the best chances and potentially being accepted in a future Rust store? Feel free to comment in the YouTube video. So yeah, consider doing that. And I'm going to take a quick drink and we'll start talking about weapons and tools next. Okay, sorry if I mumbled a fair bit earlier. I got a little bit tongue-tied. I'm very sorry about that. Let's now proceed. Right, gentlemen, it's time to start talking about the weapons and the tools. We got some rocks here and a lot of satchel charges to bring up. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of satchel charges. So, prepare yourself. We got some goofy things to show off. Right, squirrel rock. Right, ideal. Ideal. You gotta chill out, alright? You're making a perfectly fine pug collection. Don't start making your own pet collection as well. We don't need more pets. It's a cute little squirrel, though. That's the perfect picture for it. That's the perfect picture for it. I like his little hands. He's scheming. He's scheming your demise. So, squirrel rock, hey! But yeah, don't start trying to make another pet rock collection. We got more than enough animals already. Your pug collection was perfectly fine. Just commit. So, if you happen to like this scheming little squirrel, please consider voting yes or no. He's quite cute. I will give it that. So, best of luck to you, Mr. Ideal. And, don't forget, you could also offer a nice little comment. Right, now we have the chemistry rock. It's a copper rock. Now, see you. So, yep, get a good look at this. It's all nice and crystallized. You've got to smelt it. Yep. So, if you happen to like copper, I guess, please consider voting yes or no for the chemistry rock made by Scropin, the Copper Age, the Copper Stone Age epoch in the development of mankind. Very cool. Nice. Then we got Mr. Tomato Rock. Yes, if you attack people with it, it's going to squirt out ketchup. It doesn't actually do it, I'm joking, but yep, do you love ketchup? I mean, do you love tomato? I mean, you could like both. It's basically the same thing. Tomato. So, if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no for Kavahu's Mr. Tomato Rock. Let's see what potentially works out with that. We shall see. Then we have the Magma Rock. I could have called it hot potato. It would have been very nice to go from tomato to potato. Come on, JJ. Never mind, I'm joking, don't worry. But yep, you got a nice and toasty looking magma rock right here. Just a piece of glowing magma for brave Rust players. And yes, as you can see here, it does glow in the dark. Right. So we have seen many glow in the dark rocks previously. In fact, earlier this year we did have the rock from hell. So I can't rule out the possibility of that. If you happen to like the Magma Rock, please consider voting yes or no for JJ's. I already said it. Yeah, moving on. No, man, put some pants on. Right, SMKSS, Marduk, and IGWT. I can't pronounce your word. Pants. IGWT Menace. Please put some pants on. The Running Man. It's like a firework. Very cool. Guaranteed 100% explosion. Caution, may lose fingers. Yeah, don't hold on to it when you put it on the door. That would be pretty bad. So, yep, a goofy little thing here for, fireworks? Do you like the theme of that? Please consider voting yes or no, and we shall see what happens with the likes of this. It's the Budget Bomb Satchel. Cool. Put some pets on. Moving on, we have the Sociopathy Satchel. Initially, when I looked at this, I thought, is this a Halloween skin? Nope. You could be a sociopath any day of the year. Yeah! So get a good look at this. It's the Sociopathy Satchel Charge made by Mr. Papacarl. If you happen to be a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no, and don't forget to offer a nice comment if you can. Then we have the Popcorn Satchel. You've forgotten R. Sliv Key, you've forgotten R. Oh dear, it's a popcorn. Right, well. Hey, you want a nice tasty surprise? You got it right here. Would you like to get yourself a nice bag of popcorn? The choice is right in front of you. Please consider voting yes or no. Then we have a continuation to talk about. It's the return of the Capybara collection. He's not worried. He's perfectly chilled out. He's super happy. Oh, he's going to explode in a few seconds? It's fine. So, Capybara collection. How are you holding up at the moment? Capybara. Right, here we go. So we've had the likes of a rock, a furnace, a door, and wow, they're holding up very nicely at the moment, aren't they? Yeah, a little bit awkward. So all skins are suffering at the moment. We've basically mentioned that already. It's the worst time for Rust skins at the moment, October, but we do expect to see skins work out very nicely in the future. So yes, post-Christmas time, will these be doing a whole lot better? Well, With the likes of rock skins, there's loads of other animal skins that are accepted this year. With the likes of this furnace, there have been some other goofy-looking furnace skins accepted this year. And this door, well, we also have had some goofy doors. However, for the whole collection, if we were to see this satchel charge being accepted, would things magically improve and all of these magically spike in demand, spike in price? I don't think so, no. Unfortunately, I just don't imagine a satchel charge is going to change that much. We have seen attempts for clothing and armour previously, and that definitely could potentially make a bit of a change for all of this, but a satchel charge, not really. And then you have to question, do people even like skinning their satchel charges? Because they explode, they're gone within, a few seconds, so it's a bit debatable, but yeah, the Capybara collection I don't think is going to have a massive change if we saw the satchel charge being accepted. But if you still happen to like it, you can still vote yes or no, so best of luck to you, Keke and 1SQ. If you happen to like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. And we have another continuation to talk about. So what's going on here with Little Ranger and Groomer Katarina? All the other UAP pilot skins, he's been super chilled out. He's been super relaxed. Now he's freaking, he's freaking out. Look at him! Ah! No, seriously, look at all the other skins. Come on, let's go take a look real quick. UAP. He's been super chill up until this point. Is he going to be doing a goofy face like for other skins from here on now? Look, well, I mean, there he's going, but chilled out. Ah! Anyway, let's get a quick good look at this. He really doesn't want to explode, so if you're going to hold on to him, question what you're going to do next. Right, we need to talk about what's going to happen if this was to be accepted. Would all of this potentially increase in demand and do super nice? Well, there's one thing that I should talk about with this collection. It's a little bit weird. They have very low quantities on the Steam market. Take a look at every single one of these skins. There's only 45, let's just see here, 45 of these furnace skins on the Steam market at the moment. Look at all the listings and you realise after that 14 there's not much left after that. Then you look at the likes of this UAP pilot door and there's only 33 of these on the Steam market. Not that much, no resistance. And then you look at the likes of this sleeping bag, which only just came out somewhat recently, only 20 in the market. Look at that, hardly any resistance. So my answer to you is, it's a little bit different compared to the Capybara collection, because this has a lot less quantity in circulation. The inclusion of this actually could have a bit of an impact, mainly due to the fact that the collection grows even bigger. It's not like a deployable skin, but it'll probably start getting people to look at this a bit more, because, if a few sales happen here, if a few sales happen here, if a few sales happen here, suddenly these skins are in the positive. So the more eyes that get drawn to this collection, the better. And honestly, post-Christmas time, this actually might be a pretty good collection to invest into. I can imagine a lot of people, as time goes on, appreciate this goofy-looking furnace, this goofy-looking sheet metal door, and this goofy-looking sleeping bag. By default, just these skins. But with this here, it should help improve things. So if you're looking at things in terms of long term, this whole collection here, it's looking pretty interesting. So definitely going to have to keep an eye on all of this. What will potentially happen over the course of the next few months? We shall wait and see. So the choice is yours if you do want to jump in and buy more of these. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more skins being made. And as you can see here, the trend is continuing. It's just so goofy, look at him. But personally, I don't think a satchel charge is going to make a sudden, immediate impact. But over the course of these next few months, things should do quite all right. So, if you happen to like this goofy-looking satchel charge, please consider voting yes or no. And don't forget, please consider offering a nice comment. Right, now we have a combat knife to talk about. When was the last combat knife to be accepted into Rust? A little question for you. Right, think on it. Do you have an answer? Right, so let's go over to here. Combat knife. The last marketable combat knife to be accepted was 2020? Yes, 2020, the Emerald knife. For some strange reason, we have not had another combat knife since then. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this has happened, but it's happened. So, a new skin for the El Diablo collection, but it's a weapon skin, and the collection already mainly consists of weapons, which we can see right here. Yep. So we've had recently some deployable skins, but before that, weapon. It's a little bit awkward. But by default, by itself, a combat knife skin, I think people will be appreciating that. Now, I should just quickly point out, this doesn't glow, as you can see right here. But if you'd like to see another combat knife skin being accepted to Rust, and it's been a long time waiting, well, consider voting yes or no. Choice is yours. And Mr. Eros, are you going to make more deployables again? We shall see. So, best of luck to you. Right. Oh, I should mention, with the El Diablo collection, a new weapon for a collection that mainly consists of weapons, I don't imagine it's going to make that much of a difference. The only exceptions we've seen this year for collections that have done quite alright with only weapons and tools were the likes of the Redemption collection and the Chameleon collection. But even now, both those collections are still suffering at the moment as well. All skins are suffering. But by default, if the collection only consists of weapons and tools, it doesn't usually hold up very nicely. So I don't imagine a knife is going to make all that much of a difference. So just wanted to point it out. Moving on, we have some bow skins to talk about, and then some Iokas, and then we got some handguns to talk about as well, with a continuation you might just noticed. Okay, so junk bow. This is made by Shedmon. Now, you might have noticed he recently uploaded his Zombo for Halloween. I guess he was in a bow mood, so get a good look at this. If you happen to be a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no for the junk bow. Right, then we have the Scrim wrapped bow made by Anafen, as you can see right here. Get a good look at that. Very nice. Very nice. All nice and wrapped up, as you can see. Yep. If you happen to be a fan of this bow skin, also consider voting yes or no, and don't forget, also consider offering a nice comment. Best of luck to you, Anafen. Now, I think this is a Halloween skin. There's no mention of it. There's no mention of it being a Halloween skin. I'm just sitting here saying it might potentially be. It's made out of bones. Surely that's scary enough. Well, it's a cool idea. Where did you get the bones to make this? Come on, Christina, you got to tell me. But anyway, it's a cool looking idea. We don't see that many Ioka pistol skins, so maybe we're due for one. Consider voting yes or no, and best of luck to you, Christina. And it's time for another weird, goofy-looking, animal-themed Ioka skin. This time it's Zebra. So, Mr. Universe Kid recently has been making his zoo collection of Iokas. We've had the likes of a crocodile, a goose, a hippo, and this week we now got a zebra. So, if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. If you need an even goofier Ioka pistol than what you already have. So, best of luck to you, Universe Kid. Right, a continuation to talk about. This is the Comics Revolver. It's basically pure white. We aim down the sight, what do we see? Well, it seems like the white's rubbed off a little bit, so it's actually got a bit of a black tip right there. So the aim sight is actually perfectly fine for the snowy environments. So let's start talking about the likes of the Comics Collection, because it's been a little bit weird this year. Comics Collection had hoodie and pants accepted earlier this year, boots and gloves, but we never got the tier 2 or the tier 3. Maybe we're only going to get one core piece every year. We shall see. But will a revolver skin magically cause all of this to spike in demand, spike in price? I don't think so. But by default, basically a pure white skin, that actually will sell very nicely. As you can see here, the SAR still selling very nicely, the bow's still selling very nicely, the Comics Jackhammer still selling very nicely, the crossbow's still selling very nicely. We're currently going through a terrible time with rust skins, yet it's all holding up very nicely. Why? Because people like to use them in the snowy environments. If you basically are all white, white out with these white weapons, you're not going to get noticed as much. Well, people can't see properly, but you get the idea. People like to be super camouflaged, so by default, it would be a very nice welcome addition that I think a lot of people would appreciate. So the choice is yours. But personally, I don't imagine loads of people are going to suddenly want to buy tons of comic skins if this is accepted. So it's a nice addition. I'd like to see another Revolver skin being accepted. We shall see. Click, clack, bang. The choice is yours. Please consider voting yes or no. Please also consider offering a nice comment. Best of luck to you, Mr. Legacy. Right, Sapodile. So you can see here, Delarai, as he was sketching out his goofy little crocodile here. And here it is in game. Thank you very much for wearing pants. So yep, very nice, very cute. Aim down the sight. What do we see? A perfectly useful red aim sight. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. I like it when people actually aim down the sight. So, if you would like to see a Sapodile being accepted, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Delarai. Right, now we have the Python Blazing, or is it the Blazing Python? Which way is it supposed to be? I'm not 100% sure. Drug Vlad, please tell me. So, get a good look at this. It's perfectly straightforward. It's streaking hot. Damn, you're on a kill streak. And aim down the sight. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Aim down the sight. What do we see? Very useful red aim sight. So if you're looking for a brand new Python skin, potentially this is the one for you. Please consider voting yes or no for Drug Vlad's Python Blazing, or Blazing Python. I haven't fully figured out which one's the right way. Right, now we have the Snakebite Python made by Holodno. Get a good look at that. A very nice picture there to show it off. Yes, look at the reflection. Look at all that. Standing up ever so nicely. Kill! And you got all these little scratches here. Maybe that's his current kill count. Who knows? But it's all part of the design. Very nice, sleek and shiny. If this is the type of Python that you'd like to have accepted into Rust, please consider voting yes or no for the Snakebite Python. What was the aim down the sight? Should have done that. Alright, moving on. Best of luck to you, Holodno. Python, Pirate Python. Why is it always in the wrong order? Right, so, Pirate Python. Yeah, that was correct. Sorry. My brain just melted there. So, Pirate Collection, how are you holding up at the moment? Oh, there we go. Pirate Collection's actually doing quite alright. I actually uploaded a video today where I kind of just went through looking at various different skins and collections and whatnot, trying to help people get a good idea of how to look for opportunities, investments and whatnot. And like I've said many times during this video today, loads of skins are suffering at the moment. October tends to be the absolute worst time for Rust skins. Look at the Pirate Collection. Does that look like it's suffering? And yes, you might sit there and say, oh, but this is down by 4%, this is down by 15%. Is that it? Is that it? These sold ridiculous amounts and only down by that much during the worst time ever. So consider that. What's this going to look like when we're looking at this in January 2024 time? Could be all in the positive, I believe. But anyway, we've got a Python skin to talk about. Would the likes of this Python skin magically cause all of this to spike in demand, spike in price? I don't think so, not really. I don't really think so. If the AK didn't do it, if the Thompson didn't do it, I don't think a Python's going to do it. But by itself, you might notice it's basically all black. Aim down the sight. What do you see? A useful red aim sight. Now, it's a rough comparison because the Pirate Collection, what we jokingly said throughout all the time of its existence, it's a budget blackout option. However, the Blackout Python is special. It's the... Oh, I forgot the K. I still found it. No, come back to me. Right, so you can't really just instantly assume that the Pirate Python is a direct, budget option. Because if we were to take a look at the workshop for this, you'll instantly notice that this Python is actually a little bit special. So right now, as you can see, just under $10. Earlier this year, this was reaching to the point of about like $15, $16. If we go to the workshop, look at the aim sight, and what do you see? Yeah. It's basically it's got some transparency in the little folds. You can see it a little bit more, basically. This, as of now, appears to be the only Python skin that has this. That's what makes it special. Also, it's part of the Blackout collection, so you can't instantly look at this and say, oh, this is definitely the budget version of that. No. But still, mostly black, useful red aim sight. I still think it could go far. But it's not going to magically cause the Pirate Collection to suddenly increase in demand and, increase in price. But it's still a welcome addition. So, Pirate Collection, you're still holding up very nicely at the moment. I would actually consider looking at all of it because I think you might find a pretty good investment if you just keep track of it over the course of the next few months. So, after that, we've got some custom SMGs to look at. MP5s, SARs... Loads of SARs, and then we have AKs afterwards. So, here is the Radar SMG. We've got a nice GIF here. Oh, cool. It's got like a holographic effect that kind of makes it look like it's a radar that's emitting. That's actually really, really cool there. So, apparently it doesn't glow in the dark. Alright, how have you managed to do that? That's a really cool idea. Huh. That's a really cool idea there, Anubis. Have you pulled that off? Right, well, I don't think you've seen many skins that can do that. If you are a fan of what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. I can't guarantee that'll be accepted into Rust. It's up to Face Punch on the decision, but that's a pretty neat looking idea. It's like a holographic effect. And it doesn't glow in the dark, apparently. So that's a weird one. I don't know how to answer that, but yeah. please consider voting yes or no for the Radar Custom SMG, and also consider having a nice comment. That's really cool. Right, moving on, we have the Tremotana MP5. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. My apologies, but get a good look at this. Yep, we don't have a name down the site, do we? I've noticed that. Yep. So this is Hessiam's Tremotana MP5. If you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Then we have the Peacebreaker MP5 made by Faniquela. Do not bring this to parties. Okay. Right, well, sure. What would happen? Right, anyway, moving on. Looking at this, yep. Get a good look at that. And, oh, okay, no aim down the sight image. Okay, that's a bit awkward. Where is the best image that we can look at? What's the aim sight looking? So it's just black. It's just black. Right. So, if you happen to like what you see right here, please consider voting yes or no for the Peacebreaker MP5. Right. Winter Shrub SAR. So we are now moving on to SAR skins made by Lyssaint and Golden Dreamer. They've made two alternate versions. They've made one for winter and they've made one for desert. So, get a good look at both real quick. Winter, desert. Personally, I wouldn't have submitted both immediately. I probably would have released one week and the week after that and whatnot. But hey, maybe they're just kind of wanting to see what Face Punch likes most, and then they'll turn that into the new collection. So if Winter Shrub or Desert Shrub were to be accepted, it'll then become the Winter Shrub collection or the Desert Shrub collection. Maybe, we shall see. But do you like the design? Do you like what you see here? We shall see. We shall see. You've got to use your voting power. Are you going to vote yes or are you going to vote no? I aim down the sight, and what do I see? It's just a perfectly fine black aim sight over to here as well. Aim down the sight, or what do we see? The exact same thing. Very cool, very cool. So, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer... Oh, what's a good image to show it off? Here we are. Do you prefer the Winter Shrub version? Or do you prefer the Desert Shrub version, which we can see right here? Yeah. So, which one is your preferred one? Feel free to comment as well. So best of luck to you, Lyssaint and Golden Dreamer. Right, now we have the Petrified Semi-Automatic Rifle. I believe this is supposed to be in reference to Brutalist skin. I'm not fully sure, but this is the only image that we can work with. Best of luck to you, Mr. Multi-Name, Mr. Multi-Arhat Burris. If you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Then we have a continuation to talk about. We have 3 SAR skins that are continuations, so prepare yourself. First up, we have the Starry Dream SAR made by Sunart. Of course, this week we've had the likes of this Starry Dream AK-47 being accepted. Just sold under 10,000 at the moment. Maybe we could see some more. Maybe. Would you expect a sudden surge in interest if we were to see the SAR skin being accepted? I'm going to be brutally honest with you. No. AKs... we are overabundant with AK-47 options. Unfortunately, that AK over there, it's kind of doomed in its own way. The likes of a new weapon skin isn't going to really change that much. But hey, if you happen to like what you see, you can still vote yes. You can still show your support. I think it looks perfectly fine. It's just, I know the AK is kind of screwed. It is what it is. It's too many AK skins. It's not your fault, so not. But anyway, if you happen to like this, please consider voting yes or no. Right, then we have this Panther SAR, and, well, the Panther collection at the moment only consists of weapons, so again, this is another awkward situation where we have to point out that, well, if it's only consisting of weapons, by default, you tend to see, well, this. And you might instantly say, but what about the Panther AK? Well, that came out 6 years ago. There's only so many of these in circulation. This has been doing super great with all of these acceptances, but these acceptances have been doing super great with every new acceptance. They've all been weapons. It's in a bit of an awkward position. But if the collection only consists of weapons, well, I mean, there's hardly any of these bows on the Steam market either, which is a little bit funny. No, look at that. It's only 18, yet it's still below $1. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? There's no demand for it, unfortunately. It's awkward. But yeah, I don't imagine a SAR is going to magically cause all of it to spike in demand, spike in price. It is what it is. I'm sorry. But it's a cool looking SAR skin, if you like the little panther eyes there and whatnot. So, if you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no, and best of luck to you, Sponsor. Then we have the Chameleon Tsar made by Mr. Milho, Frito, and Sakadis Milias. You can see a little gif here. Very nice. You can see the nice holographic sheen effect from purple to green. Very nice. Very shiny. So recently we saw the final old version. What's Hedge referring to? So we had a batch of Chameleon skins that were made last year. None of them were accepted, but recently, during a Most Wanted Rustor, we had the Thompson being accepted, and after that, Milho has been making version 2s of all the other weapon skins that were made last year. They've all been accepted so far, except the LR300. Well, now, Milho is actually moving on to making new weapon skins. So this isn't a version 2, it's a brand new skin, and, well, if you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. I didn't need to see that. What was that picture? It's like bugs in his finger. All right, well... What? Aim down the sight, what do you see? It's mostly purple, but you got a bit of a nice green tip right there. So it's different colours. That should be helpful for most environments. That should work out very nicely. Are you a fan of this? Do you like what you see? Now we need to talk about the Chameleon collection, because this is a little bit different. Many times so far I've said that the weapon-only collections they don't really retain their value. You might look at these skins right now and say, well, I'm seeing the exact same thing. True. But initially, when we first saw these skins, they were actually doing quite all right. But all skins are suffering at the moment. We're seeing the lowest player count as of all of this year. But come December time, suddenly everybody returns to play the game or whatnot, and suddenly everybody wants to buy these skins. Pair that with the likes of the Weapon Rex DLC. People need to show off some skins, and well, all the nice shiny ones tend to do quite all right. So, the likes of this SAR, could we potentially see an increase in demand for all of these skins? I would sit here and say, as a whole, the collection, the more there is, the better for it. Because like I said, Weapon Rex, I can imagine loads of people just looking for very nice collections that they can afford, that they can display and, show off and whatnot. And I wouldn't be surprised if, we start seeing more and more acceptances, and Milho starts, considering making clothing and armour, and then, deployables and whatnot. He's the man behind the Tempered collection. He's perfectly prepared for all of that. Plus, he's made many other collection skins before, like Camouflage. He's also made, you know what? I could probably just click his name. What was the most recent skin he had accepted? So I could just click it and show you his past. Come on, there we go. Look at all the skins they've produced over the past few years, and yeah. Frog cosplay, gingerbread, wouldn't be surprised if we see more of that this December. Yep, tons and tons and tons of skins. He can make it all. So I wouldn't be surprised if it eventually turns into a massive collection of a variety of various different items and whatnot. So we shall see. The choice is yours. I do think the Chameleon collection will be doing very nicely around January time, but I don't expect the SAR skin to really make that much of an impact instantly. But in the long term, the collections should still work out very nicely. So that's what I'm saying. It's a bit of a long answer, Hedge. You should have just got straight to the point. I'm sorry, but, I like to give you all the context. Cool. Let's now start talking about AK-47s. Wow. Okay, so first up we have Mr. Sean Mix. Oh, very nice gift right here. Very nice. Load it up. Very cool. The Bubbles AK-47. Get a good look at this. You've got the textured version to the side here, and then you have the base mesh. Very cool. So, do you like Bubbles? Do you like AK? That kind of looked like it looks like a goofy face. I'm not sure if that was intentional. It's kind of reminded me of the zombies from Plants vs. Zombies. That was the type of face I could see. I'm not sure if that was intended. You got to own up to that, Sean. All right, you got to own up to that. Was that intended? Because that's probably something you could work with as a gimmick for all the skins you could potentially make out of this bubble collection, if it does turn into a collection. And to help him figure out if that's a good idea, please consider voting yes or no for the AK-47 Bubbles, or Bubbles AK. Either way. So best of luck to you, Sean Mick. Then we have the Red Eye AK-47 made by Danielson. What's this? No stock version. It means Red Eye. Ah, cool. I'm learning Japanese. Very nice. So yes, get a good look at this. Do you like this design? Do you like the colour scheme? Do you like the cool looking tiger? What's he burping? I don't know. It probably smells. I don't want to know too much. Right, so aim down the sight. What do we see? It's probably a neon bright green right there. Error. What's going on? I just picked it up. So, yes, Danielson, very nice looking skin. Are you a fan of this? Do you like what you see? Would you like to see him make even more? I mean, he has made more. Look at this collection that you can see here. You've got the likes of a Thompson, AK. You've got a lot of AKs. Consider making someone else. Well, if you'd like to support him, please consider voting yes or no, and we'll see what happens next, Danielson. Best of luck to you, sir. And, don't forget, vote yes or no. Right, now we've got Mr. Sadist's Doodle Colourful AK-47 with 2 versions, stock and no stock. Get a good look at that. Do you like what you see? I'm trying to figure out what the design is. What am I looking at here? What's all this? What's all this? Is this like a corporate doodle designs? Do you know what I'm on about? With the very base style looking imagery and whatnot. I don't have any references to kind of explain myself, but I think a decent amount of you understood what I just said. Aim down the sight. What do we see? A useful red aim sight. Perfect. Very nice. Very cool. Do you like the colour scheme? Are you a fan of this? Well, the choice is yours. Would you like to vote yes or no for the Doodle Colourful AK-47? Do you prefer the stock or the non-stock version? Feel free to say. Feel free to vote. Choice is yours. Best of luck to you, Mr. Sadist. And then lastly, we have the Airsoft AK-47 made by Panther's Workshop. Get a good look at this. It's a very nice, straightforward design. Oh, I like this. It's being held up. That looks cool. I like this. Some people do some really good pictures of their skins. Good job. So, yep, you got pretty sleek, straightforward design. It's not too colourful. Nice and compact. Very nice. Very cool. Aim down the sight. What do you see? A useful white, black, and red aim sight with a little white dot there. So that should be good for all environments. Very nice. Very good. I like this. Airsoft collection. So you got the AK and the SAP. You know what, Mr. Panda, I think you're doing a pretty good job with this. Let's see if that potentially gets accepted. Are you a fan of what you see? Would you like to see even more? Please consider voting yes or no. The choice is yours. And with that, that was the final weapon and tool skin to talk about today. Which one was your favourite? Which one do you reckon potentially has the best chance in being accepted? Feel free to comment below in the from the video and whatnot. I'm going to take a real quick drink, and we will start talking about clothing and armour next. Oh, I'm running out of breath. Right, so let's go. Right, time for clothing and armour. Here we go. So here we have the likes of the sunflower boonie hat. Get a good look at this. Very cute. Bit goofy. What's going on, Vase and Anushka? We've gone from porcelain to berserker to goofy sunflower hat. Well, you know what? I think a lot of people would greatly appreciate him. Look at him. Look at him. He just wants a nice little home. That gives me weird vibes. It's like trypophobia. So yes, if you happen to like what you see here, do you need another boonie hat? Well, I've got a little friend for you. We got your lovely looking sunflower boonie hat right in front of you. You could potentially pick that up in the future. We shall see. So best of luck to you, Vase and Anushka. Consider voting yes or no if you're a fan of this. And what do we see right here? Blackout primitive skins. Yes, it's Blackout Burlap shirt and pants version 2. We did see this earlier this year. We now see it again. So Mr. MD probably thought to himself, you know what? I could probably return to this, see how it turns out. So we now need to discuss the Blackout collection. I mean, you got a Blackout double barrel shotgun. You should click that. Oh well. Anyway, so all of this collection is basically holding up very, very nicely. Even though it's currently the bad times, it's still holding up quite alright. But the main thing that we probably want to talk about is this poncho right here. This is the only primitive Blackout skin that we have. And I'll be honest with you, I think a lot of people are going to be greatly appreciating this if we were to see the likes of this being accepted. So, you now need to consider, is this looking to be a good investment? By default, I'm going to sit here and say yes, because even if that burlap isn't accepted, as you can see here, there's next to no quantity wars, no resistance. This could easily rebound and go up in price. Things could easily work out for the likes of this. But again, if you do see this, same thing applies. It could easily spike in demand, easily rise up in price because there's no wars to stop it. Things are looking pretty okay. If you look at its sales history, you can basically see that it's been performing pretty bad previously, and then it's easily risen back up again. So last year, October, very bad. January time, very nice. So yeah, looking to be an okay investment by default. But the potential to see more primitive skins in the Blackout collection would only improve things ever so more for the likes of this. So we shall see. But first of all, let's just get a very good look at all of this first up. As you can see right here, should have done it in the dark. Sorry, just quickly checking Discord. I was being messaged. Seems we've got a very late edition to show off in a second. So yeah, very nice, very cool, Awesome. So if you happen to like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. MDE. And let's see if the Blackout collection could continue even more. Maybe we could get some hide skins. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Right, so Swamp Poncho, Arctic Protection right helmet, and some boots and gloves. Here we go. So, Swamp Poncho, this is made by Trakmer. Get a good look at this. Now, we quite recently just had the ghillie suit jacket, and I'll be honest with you, this is kind of basically a very similar type of design. However, it's not a jacket. It's a poncho. And I don't think we have that many green ponchos. You've got the fish poncho. Recently, we had that banana leaf poncho. But the colour schemes didn't really match up very nicely with the likes of the grassy areas. This looks like it actually could blend in quite all right with the likes of the grassy areas, the foresty areas and whatnot. Maybe. Pretty cool usage of transparency there. Get a good look at that. So, if you happen to like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no for Trakmer's Swamp Poncho. And now we need to discuss the Arctic Protection collection. So, if we hop over to here, it's another mainly primitive set, Arctic. Come on, don't be shy. So, do you remember last year we saw the likes of the poncho being accepted? And then very randomly at the very beginning of this year, we had even more primitive skins being accepted? Well, this appears to be the go-to snowy environment clothes to chase after in the early stages of the game. As you can see here, we basically have a full outfit here, but it looks like Mr. Demon is returning to try and see if he can continue it. He hasn't been successful, as you might notice. We haven't had the likes of the Tier 2 or the Tier 3 armour being accepted. A little bit awkward. Maybe it was just a timing issue. Maybe he could return to all of it and see if he can succeed now, because as you might notice, this isn't the first Riot helmet attempt we've seen. So we shall see. Maybe that could potentially be accepted. Maybe this could potentially cause those primitive skins to go up in price, because there could be the potential of another attempt for hide clothing, and well, hide clothing would probably work out nicely with the other primitive clothing, you know. The bigger the collection grows. But I don't imagine this by itself is the reason why people would probably go wild for the Arctic collection. More a case of, if we were to see this being accepted, people would anticipate even more for the Arctic primitive skins and whatnot. We shall see. But yeah, I'm not going to go crazy buying those Arctic primitive skins. Well, you know what, actually, by default, they are probably going to do very nicely over the course of the next few months. I think they actually would do quite right around December, January time, but by default. This right here, we don't really see that many Riot helmet skins being accepted, but who knows, we could be surprised. If you happen to like what you see, please consider voting yes or no, and don't forget to comment. Alright, high quality metal boots, here we go. So, HQM, it's not the first one, it's the second one. There we go. Right, so we are currently waiting to see if the likes of this hoodie and pants could be accepted, but there's many other collections that are vying for a spot, and we're going to be showing you some more in a bit, don't you worry. But as of now, the currently active collections are the Sand Rhino, Abyss, Banana, High Quality Metal. What else is there? There is another one that I can't fully remember. Actually, it's something we're about to show you. So just you wait. But yeah, would the likes of boots potentially cause a nice spike in demand? We did see this happen before. Now, more specifically with the gloves, which I basically see in the same tier as the boots. Well, essentially, when this was accepted, we saw a buyout on these two skins, and suddenly they were in the positive. But it didn't last long. They quickly went back down in price again. I get the feeling people really did think, like, literally the week after, we're going to see the likes of these being accepted. Didn't happen. People gave up instantly. The Rust store at the moment is basically do or die. If we don't see continuations appear instantly, people give up too quickly. It's awkward. It's very awkward. But this is the current state of Rust skins at the moment. October is not a fun time. The more you know. So, would we see a nice spike in demand? I could see an increase in demand, but I don't imagine these are going to magically go back up to their Rust store price. But if we do see a core piece, well, that's a whole lot different, isn't it? So we shall see what happens. But boots are definitely a nice welcome addition. Get a good look at this. Very nice. Very metallic, yes. They'll probably be quite heavy. Not literally, I'm joking, but you understand the theme. You understand the theme. So if you happen to like this, and if you'd like to see more for the high quality metal collection, please consider voting yes or no, and best of luck to you, Mr. Diaz. But I'm not super convinced about wanting to invest into these. I've seen the dramatic drop in price before, and I've already bought a whole bunch of these for next to nothing already, so I'm kind of stuck with them at the moment. But, you know, I would like to see those 15 pants being accepted. Come on, Facebook, come on. Right, moving on. We got the likes of some modern military boots. Yes, this is a version 3. This is another attempt for the modern military boots. So let's go take a look at that military collection, because earlier this year we actually got the final core piece being accepted, and that was the hoodie and pants. And we had far too many of them being bought in comparison to the tier 2 and the tier 3 armour. So those core pieces are doing very nice, but these not so much. However, if we were to see some boots being accepted, and well, you know what? I could imagine this would probably spike in demand a fair bit and increase in price quite nicely. When you got the likes of Desert Raiders collection being very expensive, I think some people would like to look for alternative options, and military collection probably is a much more affordable option. I mean, look at the prices. For example, tier 3 Desert Raiders costs like $50 for the tier 3 armor. This right here, $6, $7. That's affordable. That's a whole lot more affordable. So yeah, choices, options, we shall see. I would expect a nice investment potentially to be made there, but it is kind of expensive. If you have the money, the choice is definitely there. By default, I could imagine these going up in price around January time regardless. As I said, Desert Raiders is a bit too expensive, whereas this, it should be quite alright. But the boots, as I said, much like with what I saw with the likes of the high quality metal set, I could imagine there'd be people jumping in and buying out some stock and prices increasing. Just not super crazy, but we shall see. So it's a bit expensive. Maybe it's best just to avoid it. Then we have the Ronin set. Yes, we have Ronin gloves. Get a good look at this. A very nice pair of red gloves right there. Now, we have had some red coloured Roadsign glove skins before, but not like fully red like this. Do you like the design? Do you like what you see? Do you reckon this will pair up very nicely with the likes of the tier 3 armour and the tier 2 armour? Well, we now need to go ahead and take a look at that, don't we? So, Ronin collection, which is right here. Hello, how you doing? So, yeah, things are looking pretty interesting for this set. But it's also competing with the likes of Redemption Collection, which is awkward because they're currently both active collections right now, both red. This isn't that shiny, so we shall see. And also, these are still currently in the Rust store. They are not selling that much, though. That's something that we will be discussing tomorrow when we do our abnormal buy orders. I reckon these are probably going to have like 10,000 circulation once everything's all said and done. Doesn't really match up very nicely with the likes of this. But this being accepted, I could still potentially see a nice spike in demand, spike in price. Core pieces do appreciate boots and gloves, is basically the point I've been saying. But these two might not, maybe not so much for these two, because there's a little bit too much of these in comparison to what there are of these. So the only thing that might potentially help out all of that is hoodie and pants, but gloves still should have a nice positive impact. The choice is yours. If you were feeling confident that the likes of these gloves will be accepted, I'm pretty sure you're going to probably feel a whole lot more confident approaching the likes of this tier 2 armour. So, hey, make a consideration. I should also point out, Ronin kilts already on the Steam market. You cannot actually list it right now, but you can see the buy orders, and they're already going up to $2, apparently. Like, bulk of it does kind of end at like $1.30, but, you know, it's just something to work with. We'll talk more about that tomorrow when we do our abnormal buy orders. Feel free to come to my stream for that tomorrow, Wednesday evening, UK time. Look in the description. You'll notice there's a link to my Twitch. It's an option for you if you want to learn about approaching doing buy orders and abnormal skins. Alright, so let's now talk about these hoodie and pants, and then we have some continuations to talk about. Ooh. Right, so Polar, Ghost, hoodie and pants. Looks like it's someone trying to make an attempt for another whiteout skin collection. We've seen quite a lot of attempts of this before. Earlier this year, we had the likes of Comics Collection. Comics had been around for a fairly decent amount of time, but yeah, like we've already got whiteout. We've already got Comics. Do we need another one? Cubist, Mothcat, it's just awkward timing, but hey, maybe you might succeed. Maybe everything might work out very nicely. I can't say no, you know. I'd always appreciate another Arctic camouflage set. So, we shall see. Are you a fan of what you see right in front of you? Would you like to see a much more affordable budget whiteout set? Would you like to see what the skin creators could do next? Well, with the power of your vote, you can say yes or no. What do you think? What would you like to say? The choice is yours. Best of luck to you, Cubist and Mothcat, and we'll see what potentially comes out from you over the course of the next few weeks. Then we have bread. Do you like bread? Bread makes you fat. Right, so Mr. L4FER, you have made a bread collection. Got all these nice sesame seeds all over it. Very nice, crusty. Are you nice and soft on the inside? Well, there's only one way to find out. Get the knife. Yeah, so pretty cool, pretty goofy. We've had a lot of goofy skins this year. How can we say no to a goofy hoodie and pants set? The choice is yours. Would you like to vote yes or no? Would you like to turn into bread? Best of luck to you, Mr. L4FER, and let's see if this potentially gets accepted. Then we have continuations to talk about. We have Concentric hoodie and pants getting a version 2 and Banana version 2. So here is the Concentric set, showing only the hoodie right here. This is the Concentric hoodie. Would you like to see a continuation of that Tier 2, which we saw earlier this year? So Concentric collection. Here's looking at you. By default, if we see a new core piece being accepted, the pre-existing core piece will still spike in demand. Doesn't matter if it isn't like super popular at the moment. It doesn't matter. If you see new core pieces being accepted, that being hoodie pants, Tier 2 armor or Tier 3 armor, the pre-existing core pieces will get a buyout, will spike in demand, will spike in price. It happens to everything, even if the collection isn't that popular. It always still happens. I've seen it happen with the likes of Low Poly collection last year. So, what do you reckon? Are you going to want to jump in? I don't know, I already own a bunch of these, so I don't need to buy any more. We shall see. The choice is yours. Please consider voting yes or no if you happen to like this Concentric hoodie and pants. Yep. You might need to get some more room there, because you're kind of ripping through it. Don't worry, it's just a joke. That happens to all pant skins. Right, so here we have a continuation of the Banana collection, but you know, we've already been here, we've already talked about this. It's another version of the hoodie and pants. So if we were to go over to here and take a look at that Banana Tier 2, how's that holding up? Awkward. Yeah, it's all in negative, unfortunately. However, same thing applies with what we just saw, the likes of that Concentric set. If you see a new core piece being accepted, the pre-existing core pieces will spike in demand, spike in price. Now, earlier this year, we saw the likes of the Abyss Tier 2 fail. That was quite unfortunate, but then, failed to get accepted. But then, the skin creator, that being Little Ranger, made a version 2, instantly accepted the next Rust door. So maybe it's just awkward timing, who knows? Or maybe the Face Punch didn't like the original design, who knows? But what you might notice is the original design had like green coloration, it wasn't fully ripe. It wasn't fully ripe. But you know what, guys? Now it's fully ripe. Look at that. It's all yellow now. Do you want to be yellow? The choice is yours. So, do you want to be a banana? Yeah. So, Depsky, PYH, best of luck to you. Let's see how that potentially turns out. The choice is yours. Please consider voting yes or no. Right. This is where we talk about Tier 2 armor. Now, I don't have something listed, but I think I've just been alerted. Something's just... Okay, so we have another Tier 2 armor to show off, but it's not currently in my list. I know where to find it, don't worry. But to start off with, we have this cheese Tier 2 armor. Get a good look at this. Do you want to be cheese? Well, I just asked if you wanted to be a banana. Now you can be cheese. Don't you want to be cheese? Don't you want to melt in the desert? Right. So, the choice is yours. It's a very weird one, Mr. Xenon. I'm sure you can understand. But yes, cheese. Get a good look at that. He's so happy. All right. So, there is a skin that has appeared, or rather a skin collection has just continued. And what is that? It's not currently there, so I have to go find it. Basically, what I'm talking about is the Redemption Collection. We have just been alerted that the Redemption Collection just got its... Where is it? I'm trying to find... I can't find it. Okay, let's just go to here. Go to here. Go to here. Is it there? Please tell me it's there. Come on, work. There it is. Redemption Tier 2 was a bit late. Thanks, Mr. Slanosta. Oh, jeez. Anyway, we have Redemption Tier 2. Sorry about that. Yeah, he was a fair bit late, as you can see, when it was updated and actually uploaded. So, get a good look at this, gentlemen. Yes, we do have a continuation of the Redemption Collection. It's literally just been posted. So, I was alerted about it. Yep. Get a good look at that. So we just literally had the Redemption Collection, didn't we? Literally last week. And, well, it's been a bit of a debate. Does everybody want to run around and look extra shiny but cool? Do you want to be a Bionicle? Well, we've now got that kilt, and it's going to go ever so nicely with this Tier 3 armor that's already been accepted. So, do you happen to like the coffee can, the torso, the kilt? I'm pretty sure tomorrow or the day after we'll probably have more pictures showing off in-game and whatnot. Like I said, this was literally just accepted, and you know what? I'm just going to add that now. Where is it? October. There you go. Perfecto. There you are. And yeah, that should be in my collection later when I upload it all in this video. So, as we have just said, if we were to see the likes of that Tier 2 armor being accepted, yes, you will see the likes of this Tier 3 spike in demand, spike in price, and then we'll just rubbing our hands and waiting for that hoodie and pants to eventually appear. However, if you understand the current format for expected rust stores over the course of October, you understand that there might be some problems with that. We'll discuss that in a bit. But this whole collection right here, yes, the weapon skins are suffering, but if this is it at its worst, what's it going to look like at its best? January 2024 time. We shall see, but I am expecting very nice things for it. And if we do see a full redemption collection come out, all the better for all of these weapons. So by default, the weapons, I do think they're going to do very nicely when we hit January 2024 time. But if we do see a continuation appear, all the better for this Tier 3 armor. I am somewhat confident we will be seeing all of the collection being accepted. I think Face Punch knows loads of people want to look extra shiny and cool. But it doesn't exactly blend in super nicely in the forest and grassy areas. But if you're, if you're confident in yourself and you want to be seen, you want to look cool, well, nice and shiny, you could be a Bionicle. Awesome. So yeah, things are looking pretty good for that. If you'll hop in and invest, consider it. Jump in, attack. Right. Now we have some Tier 3 skins to take a look at, and then we're all done. Okay, so first up we have the Soulless Legion metal face mask and chestplate made by Mr. Verona. Get a good look at that. Very cool. You're looking like a superhero there. It's looking quite nice. Yep. Get a good look at that. Very nice, very shiny. Are you a fan of what you see? Do you like it? Please consider voting yes or no for Mr. Verona. We shall see how that potentially turns out. Best of luck to you, sir. Then, what do we have right here? It's a nice white gold. Yes, we just saw black gold. Now we have white gold. Very nice, very exquisite, very shiny. It is the Thunder Gold face mask and chestplate. Very cool. Very nice. This potentially could be your brand new white collection. It's just got a nice bit of gold attached to it as well. How could you say no? How could you say no? Oh, look, he's all cold. Oh, cool. That was nice. Yeah, apparently we're getting an update for the weather for October Forcewipe as well. So keep an eye out for that. Lots of potential interesting things being introduced to Rust. Best of luck to you, Mr. Morphus and Mr. Micro. Gentlemen, if you happen to like what you see right here, please consider voting yes or no for the Thunder Gold Tier 3 armor. Very nice. Then we have a continuation to talk about. Yes, this was also a late skin that appeared about just a little bit earlier. It is a continuation of the Good Boy collection. Do you remember that? Do you remember the... You remember the AK. You've seen the Good Boy AK. So if you remember the little trigger, if you can remember this, do you remember that now? Yeah, now you remember it. He says you're Good Boy. Well, looks like we got a new attempt at the Tier 3 armor. Just a couple months back we saw this. Didn't work out. Well, here's the new chance. The next chance, I guess I should say. So, do you happen to want to dress up like a snotty little pug dog? Well, consider voting yes or no for the Good Boy Tier 3 armor, Mr. Victor. Look at that. He's perfectly captured it with a wonderful dramatic performance. You know what? That's cool. I can appreciate that. It's just the perfect amount of goofy. So, like I said, if you happen to like what you see, please consider voting for Victor Trigger's Good Boy version 2 Tier 3 armor. And with that was all the clothing and armour. That's now out of the way. Which was your most favourite skin that we showed off? Which one do you reckon has the best potential chance of being accepted? Quite a decent amount of continuations. If I were to refresh this, you can see that redemption will be added to this. So by the time you're watching this video yourself, I will fix all the things such as the door problem. I'll insert the redemption collection. Everything should be fine. I hope you enjoyed the video here. My apologies if I stumbled or mumbled here and there. I'm suffering a little bit, sorry about that. But I do need to discuss, I'm still stumbling, some things that are currently going on. So if I were to look at the likes of collections, what do we see over here? We have the Halloween 2023 contest entries set up by Mr. TGG. This year, it's only going to be one big fat collection of skins, and there's going to be 2 Rust Halloween Rust stores being picked from this. So we're going to probably end up with about 150-ish skins, and 2 Rust stores are going to come out of it. Last year we did 2 separate batches. This year it's just going to be one big fat list. And as you can see here, we're already building it up slowly, little by little, bit by bit. The first 13 skins have appeared. You've got the likes of a pumpkin satchel charge. You've got the likes of a mummy head rock. This is actually really cool. Look at that. That's actually pretty cool, isn't it? You've got another hell skin. Yes, get a good look at that. Very nice. Very cool. Last year we did get a From Hell skin being accepted for Halloween. The rug. Yeah, loads of people did appreciate that. So I'll probably make a video discussing the potential financials and if there's going to be, a nice investment, if, things get accepted and whatnot. As you can see here, Demonic Raven large box. That was a continuation of last year. Very nice looking door last year. Very nice looking large box this year as well. Get a good look at that. So yes, there's lots of continuations to bring up. Just keep an eye on all this. So you can find this in the collections in the Rust Workshop. So for you so if you're here in the Rust Workshop main page, hover over this, click collections, scroll down a little bit, it's right there. So yep. Say thank you to TGG for building all of this up and writing out all the rules. And yep, the Face Punch devs will be picking 2 Rust stores from all of this. Very nice. All right, let's now go to calendar 2023, and I'm going to quickly point out to you what's likely happening with October. So this Rust store will be October Forcewipe. We should expect just a lovely batch of skins, no issues. All right, October 12. So next week, that's going to be Charitable Rust. The likely outcome for that is last year, for example, we had a mixed batch of Rust skins, normal Rust skins, and Charitable Rust skins, which were quite pricey, but all proceeds went to the charity for that year. And $10, $5, and $10. Yep. So this might be the Rust store next week. Potentially, but I should also point out for the 2021 one, it was literally only the charitable skins. So I'm not 100% sure what to expect. We shall see. But keep that in mind. This week should be regular skins. Next week could be normal regular skins as well with Charitable Rust skins. But as I've just mentioned, the 19th and the 26th will be Halloween Rust stores. So October 19 and October 26 will be Halloween Rust stores. And I've already told you where the skins are going to get picked from. So keep yourself nice and informed. Very nice, very cool, awesome. So I hope that was all nice and informal for all of you. I should just quickly point out, TGG has not produced a top picks list today. There's no video or anything. I would have mentioned it if it was there, but at the very least I can point out the Halloween contest entries. So do say thank you to him if you can. And with that, we've basically said all that we need. And I could quickly point out, we've been noticing some interesting looking commits. It looks like we're going to be getting a base decoration DLC. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having the likes of some hunting trophies. We're going to have like a minecart planter. So apparently that can fill in like 2 plants or something. I don't fully know. There was a mention of a microwave quite some time back. We shall see. But yeah, if you want to keep up to date with the things I'm noticing and whatnot on Twitter, look in the description. You'll notice I have a Twitter link there, and you can stare at Hedge's Twitter if you ever so wish. You might notice that I retweet all the newest skins that appear, and yeah. And do not forget, October Forcewipe, next week. We're going to find out what the Twitch drops are, and we're going to see all of these things being inserted, and of course the Brutalist building skin. So, loads of things on the horizon. I'm running out of breath. Catch you later. Have a lovely week, and let's see what potentially gets accepted for the next Rust store. Best of luck to all of you and the skin creators. Have a lovely week.